is Haley from OneOnRabbits.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys what's in my rabbit emergency kit. So before I get started, I want to make sure that I mention I am not a vet. I've never gone to veterinary school. I am just a rabbit owner who has done research on rabbits and have looked up what to put in emergency kits for those emergency situations. However, nothing in this emergency kit supplements actually going to the vet. This is just stuff that you might need until you get to the vet to keep your rabbit safe, or for those very mild random things that happen that aren't medically dangerous and just need a little bit of help. So I actually have 3 different containers for my emergency kit just because I haven't found a container that holds it all. So the first container I'm going to be showing you is this blue one. This just has a lot of random things that I don't use very often, but that I like to have in case those emergency situations occur. So this is just a Ezy Storage container. It's called Ezy Storage. I think you can find them on Amazon, but I think it's super helpful because it has like all these dividers in it so you can like organize things better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I have inside. So the first things that I have here are called sterile gauze pads, and they're just these little square sterile gauze pads that you can use for a variety of things. And the times I've used these that I'm thinking of is like when my rabbits got like a cut or something and it was like barely bleeding, but you needed something sterile to kind of just have water on it or use it dry and just hold it on the wound. The next thing I have here is this thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's like this like little sticky tape thing. It's kind of used like if you had an injury and you like put a gauze pad on it and then you needed something to keep that in place, so you'd like wrap it around. I believe that's what this is. I don't know the name of it. Someone leave in the comments below because you guys know the name of everything. But yeah, I just have this. I've never had to use this, I don't think. In the next little slot here, I have 2 60mm syringes. These are really great for giving critical care. Sometimes I like to use smaller syringes for critical care. Other times I like to use large syringes. It really depends on how the rabbit likes to take it. You can just order these off of Amazon. I'll try my best to like link stuff in the description on Amazon, but yeah, I bought mine from Amazon. They weren't that expensive. The next thing I have is a thermometer. I don't know how accurate this is. I've never had to use this on my bunnies, I don't believe. I think we've used it on the cats before. But basically, it's just a normal thermometer that can be used in the rectum. That's how you take the temperature of a rabbit. And this can be good, especially if your rabbit goes into GI stasis. Rabbits who go into GI stasis, their temperature can drop very quickly, which is very deadly. Obviously, if your rabbit's in GI stasis, you want to take them to the vet like immediately. But I do have this just in case, but honestly, my vets normally just take their temperature. But just in case, I like to have one on hand. The next thing I have are syringes. These are used for sub-Q fluids, which is basically just fluids that are under the skin that get absorbed slowly by the body. These are really helpful when your rabbit's in GI stasis and not able to drink properly. So I just have a couple of those here. And then underneath that, I've just got a couple of things. I've got some rescue remedy. I haven't used this recently. I used to use it with Ebony a lot to help with her anxiety. I might try doing it again, but she's been a lot better since she's been bonded with Sterling. But this can be an option if your rabbit gets really, really stressed out on the way to the vet or something like that. Some rabbits, it doesn't work for them. Some rabbits, it does. I don't know. But yeah, you can just give them like a drop on a treat and yeah. So the next thing I have on the bottom here is this, which I think is called an otoscope. Ow, I just pinched my finger. And basically you can look in their ears with it. However, this was a cheap one from Amazon and I believe it's broken. Or maybe the batteries are just dead. But yeah, it doesn't work currently. I've never really used it. I tried using it once. I didn't find it very helpful. I don't know. If someone has ever found a use for this with their bunnies, let me know. But honestly, if if you think something is really going wrong, you're gonna take them to the vet anyways. So the next thing I have is Revolution. This is a medication that must be prescribed through a vet. It basically helps with fleas, other things like that. I'm sure it says on the box somewhere, but I have it for fur mites. Lulu has always struggled a little bit with fur mites. It's something that rabbits can be carriers of, and sometimes they can have symptoms of it. So this helps treat the mites and helps them go away. That's all that is in this container. As you can see, not a ton fits in it, which is why I have 2 other containers. So the next thing that I'm gonna be showing you is this little container. It's by the same brand. It's Ezy Storage. And this is what I call Lulu's injection kit. So for those of you who don't know, my rabbit Lulu is over 10 years old and has a lot of really bad arthritis. So a medication that can be used for rabbits with arthritis is called Adequan. So it's actually a medication that can be given to cats, dogs, horses as well. It's just a medication that's basically like glucosamine, which is a natural supplement. However, this is a different type of glucosamine that works like better and stronger when injected under the skin. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's what I use this kit for. So what I need is these 1mm syringes with needles on the end. So you use the needle to draw back the medication, and then you take the needle off, and then you put a clean needle on when you inject it under the skin. But yeah, that's just what I have in there. I also have a supply of more syringes and needles and more needles. So next I have this pink container that I got when I was like 7 years old to like store my toys in, and the handle's even broken on it on the front, but I still use it, and I've been using it for rabbit supplies like for years. But yeah, it's like pink and glittery. So this is just like all the stuff that's big and can't fit in the other containers. So the first thing I have here is a collar for rabbits. Yeah, I just have a cone. Obviously, if anything, if a rabbit ever needed a cone, I probably could just pick one up from the vet. But since I already have it, I just decided to keep it for emergencies. And then I just have some syringes, which I'm actually going to be replacing soon because a lot of these are used and old, which you can reuse syringes, but they get sticky after a while and don't glide really smoothly. So these are just my 3mm syringes. I don't really use these that often, but they can be used to give critical care, water, or medications. This is my 6mm, I believe, syringes. These I used to use for critical care a lot. Actually, they're 12mm syringes. Sorry about that. 12mm. Honestly, haven't used these in years, probably won't. I use the 1mm or the 60mm syringes. Those are basically what I use mainly. These are the rest of my syringes with needles and needle heads for Lulu's injections. So that's that. Next, I have a stethoscope. So this is just one I got on Amazon for super cheap. This can be used during GI stasis to place on the belly and listen for any gut movement. Because obviously, if your rabbit's gut isn't moving, that is very, very serious. And it can also be used just to see if the gut is healthy or whatever. Honestly, you can normally hear if you put your ear to the rabbit's stomach. If you guys can all try this at home, place your ear to your rabbit's side or their rabbit's stomach, and every couple of seconds you should hear a normal rumble, like a quiet rumble of their gut, and that just means their gut is moving properly. But when your rabbit's in GI stasis, this noise is either going to be silent, which is not good. That means nothing is moving. Or in cases with severe gas, it's gonna be very loud. So a lot of the times this can be heard several feet away from the rabbit, and it's a large gurgle. And a lot of the times the rabbit's like moving uncomfortably when it happens. And then I just have some saline solution. Definitely recommend everyone have some of this. It's so cheap, so why not just keep it around? It's basically just saline solution that you can put in your eye to rinse it out. This can help if your rabbit has like a little piece of hay in its eye or something's irritated in its eye. You can just go like this and squirt it in. You just kind of hold the eye open and squirt it in. Don't hit the tip of your rabbit's eye to the tip of the thing. But yeah, that's all you do, and this has been very helpful over the years if my rabbit got something in its eye. The next thing I have is Metacam. The name brand of it is Metacam. It's basically the average pain medication that vets use with rabbits, and I use this to manage Lulu's arthritis pain. So this is kind of what it looks like. I also forgot to tell you guys, I also have sub-Q fluids in this bag right here. It's just a liter of fluids that I can put underneath the skin in case of GI stasis. However, obviously, most people aren't able to have these on hand. My vet just trusts me, and she knows that sometimes my rabbits need them, so she does let me keep them on hand. And that is it for my emergency kit supplies. So as you can see, I don't have like a ton of stuff, but I have what I feel like I need. Some people do keep like Neosporin in their emergency kit, and I used to use the non-pain reliever Neosporin. However, I did have a vet recommend to me not to use it because she didn't feel it was safe if the rabbit licked it or anything like that. So another thing that's a good idea to have is antiseptic like rinse. Sometimes I use chlorhexidine solution, which is like an antiseptic, and I dilute it in water. This can be used to clean wounds out. I believe I have chlorhexidine around here somewhere, but I just moved, so if I can't find it, I'm gonna have to order something like that because yeah, sometimes you lose things in moves. If you guys have any recommendations, don't forget to leave them down in the comments below. Definitely don't use this video as a guide to treat your rabbit for any medical condition. Like I said, I'm not a vet. This is just supplies that I have on hand in case of an emergency, or just stuff that I have on hand to treat my rabbits for their current medical conditions that I am treating under veterinary supervision. So that's basically it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it useful. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more rabbit content, and I will see you very soon on a new video. Bye! Chlorhexidine around here. Hello? Hello? Milo, are you okay? Come here! I think it's super helpful because it has all of these. The next thing I have here is, what is this called? Next I have a, shoot, what's this called?